you've been a fully ordained monk for almost half century. Why did you choose Sun Tzu as a supplement or complementary source for the book on Buddhism?
Good question. Because he makes common sense. Foundation, I think a lot also has to do with my personal training, because my personal training goes from the point of view of, it comes out of the point of view of logic and reasoning, right? And understanding things in a logical term. Everything that we do has, if it exists, then there should be a logical reason behind why it exists or what it does. So there are cause and effect relationship between things. And this is what trapped me, is the idea. Foundation, my opinion, foundation and basis of logic is common sense, right? If things start to make sense, if they have common sense or common function, then that means that you're examining, this is beyond the realm of speculation. Speculation can be something that comes out of a mere theory, proven or not proven, right? So this is because of the common sense that it sets the foundation. We know that you take a plant and you put it in, you take a seed, you put it in the soil, you nurture it. What happens is it's going to grow. This is common sense, right? So all logic and understanding is based upon the realm of common sense. And what I've gotten out of Sun Tzu and, you know, his method and what he says is the utmost experience into the realm of just making sense, telling people what you have to look at, what you have to observe, that wisdom comes from observation, not from speculation, right? Now, when I say speculation, I'm talking about speculation without reason. You know, you can have a condition in which speculation can be good. There's speculation with reason and there's speculation without reason. For example, often the far distance, it follows that there's fire because of the reason of smoke. Say the condition, off in the distance, you can't see the fire, but you understand that there's smoke. Then you think to yourself, well, is there fire or is there not? This is what they call, a period of speculation or investigation, whether there is fire or not. But you use the reason because there's smoke, understanding that smoke is a result of fire. Then you put everything together. Well, there has to be fire. And even though that you can't visually perceive it, you know it exists there because of the reason that there's smoke. You know, this is cause and effect. This is cause and effect relational, investigation of what you're trying to understand. And this is applicable all through our lives. But we have to understand well, you know, as I said in the beginning, every time that the reality of conflict is always there. When you get up in the morning, there's always the conditions of conflict that might override the peace. And the conflict doesn't have to be small. I mean, big. It can be small. It can be as simple as, your alarm clock going off and, you wanted to sleep. Well, how do you know there's conflict? Well, you wanted something else to happen and something else did not happen, or in that particular sequence. So what you have is a form of conflict. Now you can deal with it rationally, or you can deal with it irrationally. What does Sun Tzu say? Again, going back to Anila's question, Sun Tzu says the best way in order to deal with it is in terms of rationality. Well, then how is it that we become rational regarding? So this rationality, right? This is the foundation in which we internally change ourselves. Because if we believe, even though we might not be good at being very rational initially, we continuously build that rationality. And what happens is that that rationality changes our mind, right? When the rationality changes our mind, then that means what our mind thinks our body follows. So that what happens is that we become more in tune to what we should or should not do. Even though in the past it's been almost a habitual thing to do just because of the reason we feel in a particular way that we just do it. This is the difference between children and grown-ups, is the level of rationality that they can fit. They've been trained that this is what you should do, you shouldn't do. You know, a child will kick up, scream, throw a tantrum because it just wants to, right? But when you grow up, the capability of the knowing what is a rational thing to do becomes more important than the personal tantrums that we might expend. And the whole thing is eliminating the aspect of tantrum. And what happens is that over time, the rational thought becomes meditation, and this meditation changes us. This becomes chiba. In Tibetan is chiba, which is practice. You know, so this is what we're talking about in this discourse. And not only that, that's a very good question on it. I thought that was wonderful. You know, that you asked that question, and it does fit very much with the framework of this text. So let me read through this and go through it. These are some things that we have done, but may not have been able to express the method of achieving. You know, I've been a little bit, I think it's because of the reason of my training at Sarah, but the capability of being able to express the conditions of the feelings, it comes from the importance I put on rational thinking, as opposed to just like, well, I don't know why, but I want it to happen type of thing. Rational is very, very important. The purpose of this writing is to share with others a different interpretation of such profound teachings. The truths of these instructions can be understood in the words of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I often go back, I mean, of course, he's all our teachers, but I often go back to what he says, because, we understand that, that his understanding is deep, profound, more embedded within the teachings of the Buddha. Take care of your thoughts because they become words. So your thoughts, when your thoughts and you're not thinking and things spit out of your mouth or whatnot, if you're not in control of it, that your internal thoughts become known through the words that you use. So the first thing that he says is take care of your thoughts because they become words. Take care of your words because they become actions. The idea that I'm going to do something. You're talking about it, you're riling yourself up to engage in something that if you maybe eliminated or suppressed, it's not suppression, but it's living within the blueprint of the teachings. So when you have obstacles that are coming up, right, what do? Remember the template or the blueprints of the teachings in order to instruct yourself on what you should or should not do, right? This is tapping into our future Buddha.